Hey guys, welcome to All Time Gaming. I'm Chris.
And I'm Alex. And Chris, I've got some news for you about Jamie.
Oh yeah?
He called me up. He's coming home.
Why? What?
Apparently the gig didn't go too well. The music career's in tatters.
Oh, all this peach pit.
Been sleeping rough in New Orleans.
That must be kind of earth-shattering for Jamie.
I think it was quite earth-shattering, Chris, because that leads us on to today where we're looking at earth-shattering games.
Nice segue.
Thank you. Games that were so innovative that they inspired every single release to come after them. Citizen Kanes of video games, if you will.
Aha! I don't know why I just said
Aha!
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 Yes, whether it was by accident or through prophetic vision, here are 6 games that changed gaming forever.
Now, it's hard to believe that there was a time when video games didn't have at least some open-world element to them, whether it was the side-scrolling of Mario to the sprawling city of GTA. However, back in 1984, what a great year that was, when the Russians were producing Tetris and the Japanese were producing Duck Hunt, 2 Brits invented a game where you couldn't just explore a level, Chris, you could explore space itself.
Holy shit.
I know, right? Yes, it was Elite. Made originally for the BBC Micro, the richer cousin of the Commodore 64, was designed by David Braben and Ian Bell. Great guys. Great down the pub.
Know them well, yeah.
Just have a drink with them, they're lovely fellas. Now, of course, as we're talking about the 1984 Elite, it looks pretty 80s, right?
Yeah, it's quite basic.
It's not the prettiest game to look at, so why don't you look at its new lovely cousin, Elite Dangerous. You are Commander Jameson. Armed only with a weak ship and 100 credits, you set out into the galaxy to make your fortune.
Wild West style.
Like it is the Wild West. Space is the new Wild West.
Yeah.
Now, this could be done any number of ways. Trading was by far the most common, and you would be allowed to trade in any number of items in order to upgrade your ship and expand your finances. Alternatively, you could turn to piracy or trade lucrative but illegal goods, creating one of the first morally grey areas in gaming. It's not morally grey, Chris. I would absolutely be a pirate.
Yeah, that's quite an easy decision for me. Pirate all the way.
Now, do you want to fight for justice or be a giant space dick? It's your call.
Space dick.
Space dick,
Space
of course,
dick.
space dick. The game was also one of the first to utilize wireframe graphics, allowing for a unique 3D world instead of the conventional sprite use of the time. Curiously, it was also the first to introduce the concept of lengthy gameplay with a single life. One of Braben and Bell's first rejection letters said that Elite needed to be at least 10 minutes long with a 3-life system. Skip forward 30 years and Elite can easily be seen as a precursor to GTA, Skyrim, EVE Online and many, many others. And it all started with 2 British nerds.
Fantastic. Jones, you know what I'm really liking at the moment? There's all these new space sims that are based on that Elite formula. So Elite Dangerous, Star Citizen.
I'm so excited about Star Citizen.
Yeah, you bought into it, didn't
I
you?
bought into it. I've already pre-ordered it. And I've got a HOTAS and a new gaming rig so that I can play it. Woohoo!
Yeah.
But it's probably not going to be out till 2020 and I'll have to get a new system anyway.
Jonesy, 1984 was a fantastic year, but just 1 year later, in 1985, the world got its first glimpse of what would become gaming's official mascot. I'm of course talking about Mario from Super Mario Bros. From the mind of Shigeru Miyamoto at Nintendo. But it wasn't actually Mario's first appearance. No, he had appeared as Jumpman in 1981's Donkey Kong and in Mario Brothers in 1983.
No Super in there.
No, but of course those 2 titles were overshadowed by the memorable Super Mario Brothers. Not since Pac-Man had a video game character been imbued with such personality, and the design was so simplistic that he became instantly recognizable.
It's that gorgeous tash, isn't it?
It's just those beautiful pixels, man.
That's what does it for me.
So this formula of a relatable, recognizable, non-threatening character was so popular that many others tried to copy it. I mean, talking about Sonic, Crash Bandicoot, Banjo-Kazooie, Cory from Cory in the House. They all tried to emulate Mario in certain ways. Another key to Mario's success was the gameplay. It was never impossible, but remained frustrating enough to make you want to try again.
You never stop, you just keep doing it, going, "Ah, go, do."
So I guess you could say it was easy to play, but pretty hard to master. Above all though, Mario came at exactly the right time. By 1985, the games market in America had effectively crashed. And if it were to survive at all, it needed a well-designed, well-balanced game that could be sold to everyone, not just children. And you know what? Mario fit that brief perfectly. Since then, Mario has regularly topped greatest lists of all time and has spawned a whole franchise. Without Mario, gaming might be in a completely different place entirely.
It may well be. He is the granddaddy of modern gaming.
Thank you, Mario.
And Luigi. Before 1990, many games were more interested in the gameplay aspect than the story. Mario may have had the basic premise of rescue the princess, but The Secret of Monkey Island had twisting narratives, compelling characters, and a graphical interface that blew all else out of the water for the time.
Fucking love Monkey Island.
There was a lot there. It was taking gaming to another level. It was interactive storytelling that had yet to be seen. It changed games forever because now there was a proper demonstration of how a story could be told through the medium of gaming. We see similar examples today in how Spec Ops: The Line used the mechanics of the game to forge a story, while Telltale's The Walking Dead used personal choice and cause cause and effect to put across a narrative that resonates with us gamers. It's a unique medium which allows us to have an active role in the telling of a story, and The Secret of Monkey Island was among the first to do it. The game also had excellent timing and humour, which is lost in many on Hollywood who believe including vomit is enough to get a laugh. That said, there are those who believe that Monkey Island itself has inspired a generation of film and game makers. Similarities between the Pirates of the Caribbean and the Monkey Island have been pointed out before, and if you look closely, there are thinly veiled references to the adventures of Guybrush Threepwood and LeChuck in everything from Uncharted 4 to The Witcher. Why don't you let us know in the comments below what your favourite point-and-click adventure was? Was it Day of the Tentacle?
Mine was Sam and Max. Love that shit.
Sam and Max was great.
You know what? Even Full Throttle was pretty cool.
Let us know in the comments.
Hey! Yes, Jonesy, after narratives were regarded as equally important to gameplay, developers soon realized that a lot of gamers wanted to create their own stories. For them, the MMORPG allows for crafting of their own character with a unique backstory, their own friends, and the ability to forge their own adventure.
Of course, 3.333
Yes,
recurring,
of course. While some titles have done it before, it's World of Warcraft that really dominated the MMO space.
It's ridiculous. How is it still huge?
Oh man, it's so big, it's throbbing. Practically the first title to break into public consciousness for reasons other than hysteria, World of Warcraft represents a community of 5.5 million users as of this time last year.
A friend of mine had to fire someone because they wouldn't stop playing WoW at work.
To be fair, I've stopped talking to some friends because every time I'd meet up with them, they'd only talk about World of Warcraft. I'm like, yeah, it's cool and all. Maybe you want to talk about girls or movies or any other kind of game. What games like Ultima or RuneScape created, Blizzard polished to a mirror shine to create something that was uniquely addictive, but also a huge social tool, kind of like Jamie. For the first time, people from different continents could meet up regularly in a virtual world and conduct guild meetings, each with their... Oh, this is so fucking boring. It showed that games could aspire to be more than just dumb fun. You know, something a little bit more complex and social. The now infamous South Park episode saw this and mercilessly ripped into World of Warcraft. But that was just a sign that Warcraft, and as such, gaming, was now legitimate and mainstream. If South Park takes the piss out of you, you have cemented your place in history. World of Warcraft went a hell of a long way towards making gaming respectable. It was no longer the realm of the sweaty teenage boy. It was something for all ages, male and female, and that indicated a growing up of the medium. That said, fuck me if Leroy Jenkins still is not the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Leroy Jenkins! Oh my god, he just ran in.
Multiplayer is great, right? Well, once you get past the teabagging and casual homophobia, yeah, it can be pretty great. Still, as action-packed as COD 4 made it, or as fun as Team Fortress 2 made it, Quake started it, and it's best that all of you young'uns remember that. Multiplayer had existed before, of course, as even id Software had shown with Doom, but Quake was the first game to be developed with multiplayer solely in mind, to the point where maps would be dedicated to it. Then there was the fact that it was among the first generation of action games to be truly 3D, allowing the player to look up and down, jump and move around in 3D space. This gave the multiplayer a degree of verticality, which has appeared in every single FPS multiplayer since. Clans in multiplayer, that was Quake. Rocket jumping, also Quake. It was the first action game to have a client-server multiplayer system instead of the conventional connecting directly with each other. Although, quick fact, this process was not as streamlined as it should have been. There was no particular way to browse servers for people you wanted to play with, although through this omission, Quake also allowed this feature to develop. Because so many people wanted the ability to browse servers, support sites such as GameSpy would, in time, spring up around Quake, offering this service. Effectively, everything we gamers take for granted in multiplayer today, Quake had a hand in its development. Not bad for a game that looks like a shit demon has thrown up on Doom.
Okay, so let's recap. Warcraft, global sensation. Quake basically started multiplayer as we know it.
Hell yeah.
Right, but another Blizzard game, StarCraft, has shown us the future. And that future, my friend, is esports.
Electronic sports.
A future where the tactical prowess of a Zerg Rush is matched with that of a chess grandmaster. Maybe I'm overselling it a bit. Alright, fine. But in Korea and increasingly around the world, esports is a serious business. And you know what? StarCraft started it all. Created in '98 by Scrooge McDuck-alike Blizzard, StarCraft should have been just another run-of-the-mill strategy game set in space. You build your base, you send your troops to attack, you know the drill by now. However, through Battle.net, StarCraft was turned into a fast-paced and highly strategic game, which required split-second decision-making and lots of fucking practice. To the point where you can turn professional and start start earning big dollar bills. Although StarCraft had been overtaken by League of Legends and Dota, professional players of StarCraft 2 can still earn upwards of $400,000 in prize money.
Holy shit, that's a lot of money.
That's a fucking metric shitload. That's just the prize money though. Sponsorship deals can bring in much, much more. So why the hell did this fanaticism start in South Korea? Well, the mass building of broadband networks in the country in 1997 allowed Battle.net to capitalize on faster internet. Combine that with 4.5 million copies sold in South Korea already and a reported 800% increase in the use of Battle.net by Blizzard, and you have a fucking genuine hit.
So they got that bored of porn already on their broadband that they were like, we need something else to do in our bedrooms.
Right, so how did StarCraft change gaming then? Well, it facilitated the rise of esports superstars, indirectly led to the popularity of streaming live battles, brought esports from the basement to the arena, and made Blizzard enough cash to make World of Warcraft, which we said earlier. So yeah, I'd say that's a pretty fucking good legacy right there.
That's pretty important.
It's super
It
important.
changed the world of gaming. So there we are, 6 games that changed gaming forever. We've missed a load off, but do you agree with our list? If you don't, why not let us know in the comments below.
And of course, while you're down there, don't forget to give us a like and a subscribe. It just lets us know that we're doing our job correctly and you appreciate what we are presenting to you.
Give us some love. And from changing the world to traveling it, if you like this video, check out 6 games that let you explore the world. And we will see you next time, and Jamie will be here too.
Yes. See ya!